I believe that blockchain gaming is the future of gaming, and that in the coming 10 years, it won't even be called blockchain gaming. It'll just be called gaming. Today, we are joined by the co-founders of the first AAA level game being built on Cardano, and I'm really looking forward to this interview. Welcome to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Rain, and if you like money and crypto and you're looking for a real investor's take on the crypto market, join the Rainmaker family. Special note, I'm not a financial advisor. I am a crypto investor myself, and I do own or plan to own most of what I talk about on this channel because I don't talk about crypto projects I don't believe in. I especially don't invite them onto the channel. Special thanks to our Patreon members. We do have a private Discord that our Patreon members get access to. Now make it rain on that like button. Strap in for the show. We have Greig and Josh Jones joining us today from Cornucopias. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. How you doing today?
Fantastic. It's been a little while since we had you on, and my community loves Cornucopias, and I've had lots of requests to have you back on, so I appreciate you getting back to us and joining us today.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be here. Glad to hear your community's interested in what we're doing. That's awesome.
It's been a long time.
It's fun to watch, and I know a lot of my community is familiar with Cornucopias, but there might be some people turning into the video today that aren't familiar with it. Would you give us kind of an overview of what Cornucopias is?
Sure. Well, it's an amazing community right now that we're building, very positive and creative, and we've got people that are building businesses on top of what we're doing, which is pretty awesome. There's guilds happening, etc. But what we're building as a team internally is a game that has a metaverse element to it with business to business commerce that will eventually be going on. And then it's also got themed zones that carry a variety of mini games throughout these themed zones as well. And you can, each player that plays will have their own free personal bubble that comes with 2 trees and a hammock. And that's where you get to start off and build your own homeland. But then you're incentivized to go into the game, into the theme zones, and complete certain daily tasks and explore and just have fun. And one of the cool things about what we're doing is the timing was remarkable. We're building on Unreal Engine 5, which was just released a little over 40 days ago. And so that puts us in a very significant position to be, it's a competitive advantage for us that we were able to make that move, that upgrade. And so, yeah, you'll be seeing when this airs, you'll be have a link that you can look at our cinematic video, which is just going to be remarkable. It's an example of what we've built in Unreal Engine 5 and what you get in this land sale that we have coming up.
Yeah, I do have, I think this is a recently released trailer, and I want to share with everyone. I'm going to pull that up and go big screen on this, and I have it queued. I'm just going to skip around so we don't have to play the full 4 minutes. But I wanted them to see a little bit about the graphics of this game.
Yeah, I think this video was actually a few months ago, and this is actually Unreal Engine 4, so the graphics have actually come up a notch since this.
I like it because these
is great. It's good to show
incredible.
This. Yeah, these are incredible, and we were very proud of them and still are very proud of them. However, you'll see a significant upgrade into the detail and the graphical quality that was available to us in the cinematic that we'll provide you, Rain, shortly in a couple of days that you can put into this as well.
But that video gave you a really good overview of the home bubble that everybody gets for free, and then traveling into the Wild West theme zone, and then coming up the chute and into that entire theme zone. So yeah, it was a really, really good video.
There are elements of that video that are still that are absolutely going to be in our system. It'll just be graphically upgraded.
I just want to share with everyone how they can get to the full video. If they go to cornucopias.io, there's some really good links here. First, if you haven't already joined their Discord, right here, you can get on the correct link to join the correct Discord. Also, you can go to their YouTube channel, and their YouTube channel is going to bring you to this. And there's that video. There's all kinds of other things, so you can dive in as deep as you want. Perfect. Wanted to share that so that people that are looking to research a bit more know where to go to quickly do some research.
Yeah, and I think what we haven't said is that our game is play to earn, build to earn, learn to earn, and also there's a host to earn element. So there's a lot of options to enter in our metaverse.
Yeah, I wanted you to get into that a little bit deeper. You mentioned some things, and I've been looking for a game that does this, that they provide kind of a universe or a framework for people to build businesses within the business. My uncle, who was in game design a long time ago, he was talking to me about this problem about 7 years ago. And he said, I don't understand why a game hasn't come out yet that allows people to build businesses within businesses. So they have the overall framework of the game, but they then, why not allow people to manufacture ships and create ship brands within it? And then maybe they get a licensing fee, the game does, that allow people to make money within the game by building businesses within a game. And you just touched on that concept that he was talking to me about years ago.
Yeah, there's a varieties of angles that we can take to accomplish that. And the reason that that idea is essential, really, is that the vision that we have requires us to rely on others as well, eventually. The challenge there is getting quality that stays to and adheres to certain style guide principles, and technically that you're able to pull it off in all the requirements of Unreal Engine and what's needed for something to be moving around within the game, the file size and complexity and what that does for a performance challenge and all sorts of things like that. So there are significant challenges, but yeah, absolutely. It's a platform model where we want others to be building businesses and, adding content to what we're doing.
I think the reason you can't find that option at the moment is because it is quite difficult. It's really difficult to build the tools, but that's what we're doing. We're building tools that people can come on our platform with that are not techies, and they'll be able to build the businesses from scratch. But all the way through to, if you are an expert and you're good at animations and all kinds of different technology, you have a place here as well. So we're going from absolute newcomers to experts, and it's finding that blend. It is really, really difficult, and it's taken us almost 2 years to come to where we are at the moment. So it's taken an awful lot of planning.
Yeah, you mentioned something else about the host to earn, and I saw that on your roadmap.
Yeah.
So let me just jump around and pull up your roadmap for everyone to see. So on the roadmap right here, we had host to earn, founder COPI data nodes launch, and host to earn, founder COPI game nodes launch. Can you tell us what these two things are?
Yeah, so there is a definite distinct difference between two of these. If you look on Cardano, that everybody I think is familiar with stake pools. And stake pools were introduced for decentralization. So the stake pools are kind of like a distributed database as such, with that all the blockchain is synchronized across all these different stake pools. So for our game to go decentralized as well, which is where we're going, we will create a side chain, and this side chain will live on these nodes, what we're calling the data nodes. So that infrastructure that we're building will help us to store data on a side chain, but that will be on players' PCs or in servers. So that's what we call a game node, and that will definitely help us to store not only the database but also files like NFTs. Because if you're playing game with your friends and we're integrating NFTs, if it was something like Fortnite, when you start up Fortnite, it takes half an hour to download, and then you have all the files with you. Well, we don't have that luxury because we're integrating with potentially every single NFT that's on Cardano. We cannot download every single NFT to people's desktops. So we need a way of being able to cache this information on users. So that's what the data nodes is. The other type of nodes that we'll be making available are called game nodes. Now, whenever you have any kind of multiplayer within the metaverse, the different PCs are synchronizing data with each other. So in Unreal Engine 5, you have the Unreal Engine servers. So the players will be hosting a version of the Unreal Engine 5 server. So if you play mini games, then you'll be on a certain server. If you play the main Metaverse game, you'll be on other servers. And again, it's a way of us decentralizing the gameplay. But I think people are quite used to, in gaming worlds, joining a specific server or joining another server. We will handle all this under the hood, and it'll be via players' own hosted servers.
So in the front end, they won't even really know that they're joining different server. It'll just be the option that they pick. But on the back end, it'll be a different server.
Yeah, and we're managing that with our another piece of software that we're writing, which is the desktop launcher. The desktop launcher blends the databases, the server, the game all together. So the game actually thinks it's just playing on a local PC, but the desktop launcher via a bunch of APIs is bringing all this NFT data down and all the players' profiles down, and then feeding it as if it was just local.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I see in there too that you're coming up. The next items on there that aren't yet orange are the public land theme zone NFT sale and the public land player commercial custom domes NFT sale. Can you tell us what those are?
Yeah, so the custom domes are basically, we have multiple types of land, right? So there's your free land that you'll get that I mentioned earlier, which is your personal bubble, right? That has a small amount of land where you can build a house and you can kind of grow your own property. So we have that, right? But then there's also custom domes, and then there's also the themed zones that are going to be more of your game specific kind of zones. They're going to be a variety of different lands that you can play in. So one thing that you'll see in this video below is going to be the cinematic that shows sector 1 of one of those zones that we've already built. And it's going to be it's obviously beautiful imagery. That's an example of Unreal Engine 5. The custom domes are completely different. They're more for the entrepreneur, the creator, the gamer that wants to build a racetrack of some sorts, or a mini golf game, or whatever it may be that you want to do. This is what the custom domes are for. And so there's obviously there's a lot of flexibility there, but there's also going to be need for us to develop templates and ways for us to help somebody to really monetize that custom dome and turn it into something where they bring community to it and utilize it in the way that they want.
Okay, so the custom player commercial dome is like that. So is it going to be like its own domed island? Is it going to be connected in one of the themed areas? What would it be like?
Custom domes are separate. So you'll be presented with, okay, you own a custom dome. What do you want to do with it? Here's a list of templates. Do you want to put a nightclub on there? Do you want to have a festival on there? Do you want to run a shop on there? Whatever you want to do. Do you want to run a YouTube show on there and have the audience come and visit you? So that's very much the custom dome side, and they come in 5 different sizes. But then when we look at the themed zone land, this is you playing a game now. So you're now owning land in a game, but inside that game, you can build houses and build farms on there, and you can upgrade your houses, and you can rent out the rooms to real players. And those players will come in, and if you own land or if you're renting a property in one of those houses, you get access to an increased play to earn side. So as you're going around doing the daily tasks and being part of the whole district's community, there's a whole economy that's happening within that game. So there is a definite distinction between players in a game with the economy that are earning cryptocurrency, and players that have their own entrepreneurial businesses that are in these custom domes. But they are linked, and you can get to one from the other. It's all part of the same metaverse.
Okay. My one of my community members asked me just yesterday. He said, "Hey, which guild are you joining, Rain?" And I said, Can you give me some more details? So he wrote me this long thing that I read through. And I guess there's a couple of guilds forming within Cornucopias. Can you tell us what's happening there and where you would like to see that go?
Well, it's pretty exciting. The guilds have formed. We didn't have anything to do with that other than we're building out a game and we're building out a community in Discord, and our community gets together and they start to create. They form friendships. They start ideating, and all of a sudden we get word that there's a guild, and then we get word that there's another guild, and then we get word that there's 4 guilds, and then we got word that 2 of the guilds merged, and then we find out by talking to a few of them that there's a guild alliance that's forming so that they could keep the spirit of basically collaboration, and instead of a competitive antagonistic approach, they're trying to unify. And I think it's amazing that this sort of thing is happening. And that's one reason that we've very intentionally tried to optimize the culture that we're building and the community that we're cultivating. And we're trying our best to keep bots out of there. We're keeping it incredibly positive. We have moderators that are really helping people to stick to the rules and just, not that we're very rule oriented, but we're trying to keep a positive, family friendly environment where everyone has a good time when they come in there as much as possible. And it's working. And so people are developing friendships, and guilds came from that. So that's just
they're all part of the same community. They're all Cornucopians, but then they've just kind of divided themselves into sub communities, and both of them have over 300 members each. And now they've opened up DAOs, and they've printed their own NFTs and all kinds of strategy on websites and their own Discord servers. It's incredible.
I love it. It's taking a life of its own, kind of what you want, right? And fostering an environment where this kind of cooperation can grow.
Yeah, it's important to have a line of communication with them as well, but also that, over time, we're gradually decentralizing and allowing the community to be more and more empowered. And so, COPI token is a governance token, and it's going to be the kind of thing where we allow people to choose certain things about the game or the reward structures or whatever it may be. And so, empowering community, that's so much of what we're about, but we got to kickstart this thing. And so it's more internally controlled at the moment, but as we move forward over time, community created content and collaboration is going to be enormous.
The game itself is all geared around community. So we have different districts, and we're going to have districts competing against other districts. And then the community within those districts, they will be winning the rewards. So what I kind of imagine is going to happen is guilds are probably going to gravitate to one particular district each. There's going to be hundreds of districts within the game. So they will kind of say, look, we're all going to buy land in this one particular district, whichever one it is. And then their community will exist in the community in the game in a district, and it'll all be nice and organized.
Yeah, I love how it's coming together. I want to share this screen. I want to share with the audience some of the different NFTs that you've released. Now, these will be NFTs that are actually usable in the game. And this is the Javelin, which was about 6 weeks ago. There's the Bubble Jet Sprinter, which was your very first one. And then you had an OG release for some of the early members of Discord and other people that have, I guess, been huge contributors in Discord, right? That became OG in the OG part of it. So I guess that's it's not showing the NFT ones, but those are barely released.
Just type a U on the end.
They're there.
The tree up here.
There we go. And these just released, and you're having a part 2 of this sale. Now, this sale sold out, we were talking about before, in 20 seconds. Yeah. Could you tell the audience because there is a second round of this coming up, what the NFT to tree is?
It's a means of us testing our own internal tech that we've been developing over the past 5 to 6 months that helps us to, that we're utilizing the community to drive them to our site and really stress test this platform But really, primarily, this is a means we're giving all this ADA. We're converting it to USD and giving it to Veritree, who's planting trees at the rate of 50 cents is the cost per tree. So each NFT is planting quite a few trees. So with the first sale, we planted, we committed to basically and ordered the planting of 38,000 trees just from the initial sale amount. Then you add on to that the royalties, which we're giving away 100% of the royalties, and that will just continue to plant trees from the secondary market sales. So with secondary market, we have royalties set to 5%. That 5% will go towards Veritrees as well. So it's really cool what's happening. The community's helping us test our platform, and we're doing some good in the world. It's bridging the physical with the digital, which is something that we've wanted to do here at Cornucopias. You know, it's a powerful value of ours in terms of the metaverse. How can we benefit the real world with the digital world that we're creating? And so it's exciting to see that it's working really well.
And you get utility in the game as well. You'll be able to plant a tree in the game, as well as a number of trees being planted in the real world.
I'm really looking forward to this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a gamer myself. I like some games. I especially like games with economics behind them, where like kind of the metaverse idea and this play to earn with the metaverse. Like one of my favorite games of all time is EVE Online. And, you know, it's very much a great metaverse. It's been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's just because the economic side of it, space is kind of nice. Doesn't have to be space, but in that game, you can actually earn money.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2003, I made about $7,000 over a period of 18 months playing the game. And I would sell the stuff on eBay before they contacted eBay and told them not to allow people to sell their items on it. So play to earn was actually a thing back in 2003, and then it kind of got nixed. And
yeah, those guys are pioneers in the space for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited with where Cornucopias is going now. Also on your roadmap, just wanted to share my screen here. You recently got listed on MinSwap.
Yeah,
which means you bridged to ADA, or you've got your token on ADA as well.
I didn't know we were at 0.17 ADA at the moment. That's okay.
I know, right? To see this big climb, it went. It's just a normal retracement, but yeah.
Well, the reality is we need a bridge pretty badly because we're on BSC and also Cardano native token, so we have both, which is great. But we need that bridge between the two because there's price differential and we need arbitrage to kick in. But it's coming. It's in the works. Hang in there with us. We want it yesterday, you know.
So for anyone who's now, you do have the availability. If you want to get it on Cardano, you can get it through MinSwap. It's also on Binance Smart Chain, which is where I'm holding all of mine for now. So
yeah, when that bridge appears, those two price, I mean, there is a huge price difference. Those prices then will equalize.
Yeah.
So you just have to be aware of that if you're looking at buying our token. It is the same token. It's just a different price.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if you could share with us what the game might look like a year and a half from now, and then maybe even 5 years from now, and what some of the different activities you envision that people could do in this play to earn metaverse, like what some of the careers might be, what some of the specializations might be of some of the people playing it, making a business in it.
Well, I think probably in a year and a half from now, we would have released the mobile game and a number of the initial zones. So we've got 12 theme zones that we're planning. So we would have got through all three. We would have approximately 90 different maps. Each of those maps divided into 4 districts. So we'd have a thriving metaverse with hundreds of thousands of players in there, all live on Cardano mainnet. And then as we go through the years, we will start building and releasing more of those theme zones, up to 12 of them, like I said. But we'll also start to release the city. So as well as the theme zones, we've got a city coming, and the city is more of a metaversey kind of feel that's itself is divided into 12 different districts. So we'll have a racing district there, we'll have an arts district, we'll have a music districts. So the metaverse expands even more, and when you're in that city, that's where we're going to see a lot of the brand names coming in, and people will be able to start their own businesses at the same level as these brands that come in. So the early adopters that come in and start building on there will have a huge advantage, I think. And yeah, the game itself will never stop evolving, because that's what you want from a metaverse, and we'll have more and more integrations, we'll have so much user content, and we'll start bridging into other metaverses as well, and other chains will bring some of their NFTs over. So, and we'll go more and more decentralized as well. So there is a roadmap. It will take a long time to get there, but because we're building agile, we'll be able to have releases, regular releases that will introduce more and more features and open the game up to more and more types of players.
Yeah, and Rob's done an excellent job of that with our, project manager. So you've seen us from the start. So we've come a long way. It's less than a year. I was just talking to Rob about this the other day, that we couldn't believe that a year ago I was on a family vacation. We hadn't even dove into Cornucopias yet, but it was less than a year ago that we're actually like ideating.
When we started Cornucopias,
when we started
the name,
when we started the deal. Now, Rob had been researching it for a few months prior to that, but when we had gotten together, it was little less than a year ago, and the amount of growth has been significant and fast, incredibly fast, and so we've got a team of now a little over 25. But Rob's done a great job of bringing on a project manager and getting things systematized on the operational side with agile workflows. And so are using that process and methodology to organize and work through sprints and really keep things on track. And thankfully, we've actually been able to catch up to our fast growth by getting organized over the past couple of months of this year. And so I don't want to discount how huge that is. Because when you grow too fast, things are happening all over the place, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't know when you can deliver. And it's like, okay, guys, we've got to sit down, we've got to systematize, and we've got to scale. And we've now set up our marketing to go to scale. You might see there's a lot more regular communications. Our CMO is doing a phenomenal job of systematizing that and working through Discord, our internal Discord and Asana to process our blog releases, our social releases, all the things that are going on, our Discord releases, our Telegram releases. There's a lot. And so that's been systematized. We're almost at the end line for fully systematizing our financial workflows. And so we're really getting there, because that's more complicated than any traditional business. There's so much that goes into crypto, because you've got tons of wallet addresses, and you've got a lot of process and multiple entities, and it's challenging. But yet, the workflow that Rob's put together for agile and game dev on the mobile side and on the traditional gaming side. So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff happening.
Now, you mentioned earlier about the nodes, and that this would essentially run on a layer 2, and obviously that will allow you to not get bogged down if the main layer 1 gets bogged down, but also wouldn't that make it easy for you to interact with all the different chains?
Yeah, I mean, a game I don't think can go on layer 1. The amount of saves that you need to do with a game, or transferring of coins, the transaction fees, even though the fees are quite low compared with other chains on Cardano, you couldn't do that. So that has to go on a layer 2. So yeah, I think that's an important side of it. To begin with, as we're in the early days, we're obviously hosting everything in the cloud. But then as time progresses, we'll get more and more decentralized and move that processing and that data storage to end user, either end users' PCs, desktops, or I think the more the more advanced players will probably host potentially in full-blown servers as well. But we'll have this really great mixture of distributed data, and we'll have a way of tracking to see which is reliable, and we'll be able to route our game to the best locations, and those that are closer to the players as well.
Okay. Just processing that information. I'm kind of a processor myself.
Yeah. So when you are hosting these, by the way, we will reward you with our COPI token. So it's not something that you opt into it, but in return from that, we are paying you rewards in COPI for keeping that network reliable.
Yeah, which further decentralize it, right? It's almost like they're a stake node operator or something. They're getting paid for hosting it, rewarded in COPI tokens.
Yeah.
And so it creates a win for everyone. And then there's further like play to earn or be involved to earn, essentially, is, I don't know what we call that, but it's kind of like,
yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's X to earn, really. We wherever we can monetize and give players options to do things, learn to earn, build to earn within the game. We'll give you the tools to build your own NFTs, or as your home bubble, as you're building that up, you're adding value to that bubble. You can then mint that as an NFT and then sell that to other players. So this is true build to earn. But in building up that house, you've had to go to the theme zones, collect all those raw materials, so grind around the game, then craft them into individual pieces, say doors or walls, and then put them into the marketplaces, trade them from theme zone to theme zone. The whole economy comes back. So when you actually do end up building whatever you're building, there's some real graft behind there. So you've put the sweat in time, and then that can convert into an NFT, which then can convert into real world currency.
Makes sense. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you joining us today and giving us an update on where Cornucopias is. Your land sale launches approximately, is that like in a couple of weeks, in a month?
Yeah, no, very soon. Very soon. We'll announce the date most likely later today. Which by the time you air this, the date will have been announced, and hopefully you'll have the link in the description for this video for, what I mentioned before, which is our tour of Sector 1 of the land and all the new things that we're developing. So many new things in Unreal Engine 5. You're going to see a lot of new NPCs. You're going to see characters running around. You're going to see houses and different structures and different buildings on top of the land. You'll see an entire tour of Sector 1, which is absolutely beautiful. You'll see our new water technology, which is freaking ridiculously amazing. Our new cloud technology. There's some fun stuff with the travel amongst the islands that you'll see. You'll see the cloud gate. There's just, it's going to be an amazing example of exactly what we have developed. And this, just so you know, the video that you'll include in the link here we're watching our developer run around with characters in this land. So this isn't just made up and it hasn't been developed in Unreal Engine. No, this is the game assets that are developed inside Unreal Engine, and we will be doing demos of that here at the upcoming event in Consensus in a Cardano community event here very soon in June. But yeah, the land sale is coming very soon. The date will have been announced by the time this video airs. Please, anybody watching, view the video in the link below. That's an enormous part of what's happening with the land sale and what we're doing, and you'll get an idea of exactly how different we are and how ahead we are in a lot of ways, because we've been able to use Unreal Engine 5. And I mean, we've got something pretty remarkable going here, and so many people still haven't discovered us. And so, yeah, it's a nice little gem that we've got going.
Would you say the easiest way to stay up to date is by joining the Discord or possibly following on Twitter?
Yeah, get involved with our Discord community. It's a lot of fun in there.
Really engaged, right? They're really engaged. And on top of it,
our land sale technology is driven by Discord roles. So you need to be in Discord if you want to mint any of our NFTs.
And so they can work up roles, they can progress through roles by engagement and activity?
Yes. So there's for the land sale, there's going to be 4 different roles. There's the OG, which are people that have been with us for a long time, and there's a way that anybody can work up to the OG, but it takes time. That's not something that's going to be done quickly. That role will get a percentage allocation in the land sale. Then there's going to be the NFT holders that get a percentage. The Bubble Jet holders and the GTI Javelin holders and the OG holders will get to participate in a certain allocation of the land sale. And then and it's a certain max per person as well. So we're trying to spread out the incentives of how you're involved with us in a variety of ways. Then there's tier 3, which is going to be anybody that's been in our Discord for 30 days or longer. And then there's the final tier, which is the public. And that's anybody that's in our Discord. So that tier is going to be a lot of people joining in last minute from the viral impact of this video that we're getting out. But, you know, we got to incentivize according to what we're trying to accomplish. And one of the main things we want to accomplish is creating a really positive, self-moderating community. And so we spread that out amongst those 4 tiers.
Yeah, I like that you're tying it to that in the engagement, right? And the engagement in the Discord is really high. It's really good. Some things when I'm trying to get caught up and see what the latest is, yeah, in Discord, they fill me in really quick. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate you.
For those of you in the audience, thank you for joining us as well. Now, we are watching history be made as we see technology evolve. And I know it's easy to look back and say, oh, I wish I had invested in Microsoft. And at the time, there were 1,000 companies trying to be Microsoft. And what we do here is we try to find projects that have the right things going on. I asked Cornucopias to join us because I like their ethos that they have within their company. I like the community. I like what they're building. And just understand it's always a risk. I'm a big believer in Cornucopias. I hold some myself. I've bought a bunch of their NFTs. I'm very interested in their land sale coming up. And so I just wanted to share what's going on with you so that you can get some additional information, see if maybe you're interested. And if not, no, that's totally okay. Each of us is a big boy or girl here and we make our own decisions. I came here as an investor. So though I love gaming, I'm also an investor, and I always put my investor hat on and see if I'm interested as an investor in participating. Thank you all for joining us. We've got a Rainmaker wrap for all of you. Remember, no rain, no gain.
Came into the space, chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. Or buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. Principles are simple, but leaving a mark. Why when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling the parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but when knowledge you gain show. Sticking out this wrong cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing and when it's slow will be the target. They say it's come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go of the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. This game plan is mine, when I reach the top. Haters asking me how, cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, but time to slow down, addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.